This spring, the Canadian National Institute for the Blind, better known as the CNIB, opened its GTA Community Hub.
In anticipation of that opening, Executive Director for the GTA, Angela Bonfanti, stopped by our studio in March to discuss the initiative. And now that it is open, we decided it was the perfect time to touch base and get the scoop on all the amazing things happening in the space.
I met up with Angela right here in the studio early last week. Let's take a look. So now that the hub is in full swing, can you tell us about some of the activities that are going on there?
Absolutely. So June 5th was our grand opening. We had a couple hundred members of the community, both within the sight loss community and outside of it, coming in to check out what this hub actually is. So it's one thing to talk about it, and it's another to actually bring people in, walk them through the two-story loft is essentially what it is, and the various areas that we've attributed to running programs. And so we had a great event, lots of energy, and ever since then we haven't stopped. We've been running a number of workshops and open houses really aligned with the program. So Rhonda Underhill-Gray, our Beyond the Classroom program lead, she ran a family day on a Saturday afternoon, which involved activities, a trip to the library, and really any opportunity that we can take to bring people in. So Kia Osborne, our lead for youth empowerment, held a youth slam. Very new to me, lots of fun, very loud, live DJ and Zumba lessons and a grooming area, learn how to groom and learn how to do makeup, and really a speed talking, kind of like a speed dating program that we're going to have going for our youth. But the vibe was just unbelievable. The kids are really excited, and it really just gives you the energy to just come in and do what you're doing. The whole team is completely jazzed up by what we're doing, and lots of tours. My day is full of tours of space, so anyone who's watching and like a tour, I will be your tour guide, and we're having a lot of fun building. So it's been fantastic.
Last time you were here, you talked about one of the goals of the hub is that accessibility won't end at the front door, but will extend out into the community. And the goal is to make Yonge and St. Clair the most accessible corner in Canada.
Yes, it is.
How's that initiative going?
Also very well. So the project will probably take us till about February. But we've started the work. The project plan is done. We announced something very special on June 5th. The Rick Hansen Foundation has agreed to sponsor this initiative. And it's a great initiative, but it costs money to run, and so they're going to back it. So the project is, for many who don't know, that we have about 200 businesses that we've targeted between Yonge and on Yonge Street, both sides of Yonge, between St. Clair and Heath Streets, and we're going to them to talk about how to make their spaces more inclusive. So we want to move the needle from using the word accessibility to using the word inclusivity, because I would argue many people who think about the word accessibility think about wheelchairs and ramps, and that's important, and we're not there yet. But I don't think they think about guide dogs and cane users when they talk about that word. So we really need to start moving and changing the definition of that. So we're going to be canvassing all the businesses around us. We're going to have canvas days, so anyone out there who'd like to join us and volunteer, talk to a business, we'd love to have you. And we will be going to business owners to talk about how to make their space more welcoming and inclusive to people with sight loss. And that is one of the main components of the project, is installing what we're calling the iBeacons. And so many people who use Blind Square, it's an application on your smartphone that when you connect it, you'll walk by a space, it'll say you're walking by a Blind Square enabled space, you walk in. For those of us who don't have sight loss, we take a visual scan when we walk into a space. So we'll look at where the cashier is, where the washroom is, for example, and look at any obstacles to avoid. But as you know, when you have sight loss, and despite the best efforts of your guide dog, Alan, it's always great to have a backup. So when you walk in, the app will turn on, it'll say, cashiers to your left, washrooms to your right, stairs at 3 o'clock. So it really is getting businesses to start thinking about accessibility and inclusivity equaling good business. We're going to have an influx of people with canes and guide dogs coming to that neighborhood. We're already experiencing that. So make sure your doors are open to the people that we're serving. It doesn't take much. It's an installation of a beacon, potentially brailing a menu if we need to, and teaching you some tricks and tips on wayfinding, so clearing our path and making sure there aren't any obvious obstacles for someone to run into.
Awesome. I like that idea of inclusion rather than accessibility. That's awesome. I understand there's a lot of reason to be excited moving forward. There are some cool things on the horizon.
Yes, so this summer alone, we have our Collagen University Preparatory program happening over the next few weeks. We have a Try It Day, so our program lead, Brian McLean, he will be hosting an open house of all things sports and rec, and that's in conjunction with many partner organizations that are currently running programs for people with sight loss. So really, we want to try to get people into the hubs. It's easily accessible, and to come in and learn about something new, and hopefully sign up to do one of the many programs that we are either offering or that we we are supporting in the community. So, and Night Steps is a big thing for us as well. So Night Steps is a 5-kilometer walk under the stars. That's happening Friday, September the 15th at Ashbridges Bay. We want people to sign up and have teams. We would like captains. We don't want to raise a bunch of money so that we can continue to run these programs. And it's really our first go at this in Toronto in a long time. So we're really hoping that people can join us and make this the best yet.
Love it. Angela, thanks so much for stopping by today.
So much fun. Thanks for having me.
So many incredible things going on.
That wasn't even all of it. Angela told us about many other things, including the CNIB's 100th anniversary. But you'll have to go to our website at ami.ca to get the full interview.
She's amazing, such a fountain of information. I'm sure you two could have talked all day.
But we did. The cameras weren't rolling the whole time, but like I said, I really encourage you to check out the full story. Lots of good stuff.
I will. Thanks, Victoria.